Three, two, one. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Delusions of Grandeur. I am your
Woohoo!
host for today, but we are going on about a film that I have put forward. I wouldn't call it a great film, but I figured we were going along with holiday themes, and this was one that I thought, as an independent film, definitely it needs to get covered. And it is directed by Paul
See?
Tanter. It was filmed in 2017, and it is called Once Upon a Time at Christmas. And at the time that it came out, I know that it was supposed to be part of a trilogy. And I didn't know that the second film actually has come out, but it doesn't have a U.S. release. But um, that being said, let me see what IMDb says about the film. Once on Time at Christmas. There we go. Okay, so when a serial killer couple dressed as Santa and Mrs. Claus terrorize a small town, a teen girl and a young cop must solve the pattern behind the seemingly random homicides. So,
Yeah,
let
random.
us go into first impressions. Boris, what were your thoughts of this film? Was this a first time watch for you?
Yes, it was the first time, and overall, I would say I did enjoy the movie, but I do have a bit of mixed feelings about it. One thing that mainly bothers me about it is that the very beginning practically reveals how it's going to end, and even the part that doesn't get directly revealed is quite predictable. So uh, that would probably be one issue I had with the movie. Aside from that, it was fun. Maybe some, okay, maybe not the murders themselves, but the way some characters acted at the moment of getting attacked were a bit unrealistic, I would say. Like many of them lacked some survival instinct, to put it that way. They didn't seem to be fighting much against the killer. That was kind of bugging me while watching the
Yeah, not
movie,
even the
but
redhead. Well, the first time.
yeah.
Second time she grew some balls.
Mm. Indeed. But overall, yeah, it was still fun to watch.
Okay. Heading over to you, Kroll. Was this a first time watch for you?
Yes. And duh, is it 12 Days of Christmas? I figured that shit out right away. Soon as they actually it was the FBI agents with the rings. Or like 5 golden rings. Oh shit, they're doing the 12 Days of Christmas.
Ah,
um
uh,
so yeah, so it wasn't all that random, of course, and then yeah, I figured out that he was Saint Nick, good old dad, earlier on too. So it wasn't a huge mystery. I mean, they had a little bit of mystery, and then of course you gotta love Harley Quinn as Mrs. Claus.
oh,
And yeah, that is Harley Quinn. I mean that 100%.
I,
That was her. That was her.
yeah, she was reminding me of Harley Quinn, and I
No, it was
wasn't.
100%. You got the pigtails, you got the blonde hair, you got the skinny girl, fucking completely nuts. She's using a fucking baseball bat. Same thing as Harley. I mean, everything screams Harley. I mean, it is totally and completely Harley Quinn. You know,
This is like if the Joker and Quinn went on a Christmas rampage. So
right? Except Saint Nick was trying to be Santa Claus and not the Joker at all. But she totally was Harley Quinn. absolutely 100% copied Harley Quinn. No
Yeah.
ifs, ands, or buts about it. Which I love Harley Quinn. I mean, she's no Margot Robbie, but she was doable in every sense of the word. Crazy bitch, but she fucks so well on top of it. But anyways.
Hey, at least you gave
even
her a
even
crossbow.
and then they even stole the scene. That beginning scene that you annoyed about, and in the end scene, the same scene where she's trying to get him to fuck her. Exact same thing in Batman in Suicide Squad. So, uh, so yeah.
Alrighty, heading over to you, Tammy. Was this the first time watch for you?
Well, you said we watched it before. I only remember bits and pieces of it. I mean, I remember that
Chocolate
girl
pieces?
because she was just weird. She was actually almost scarier than the dude. But it was all right. I mean, it was it was a slasher movie. So
Yeah,
I guess it was kind of unique because they did the 12 Days of Christmas theme and type of thing. And it took everybody a little bit to catch on to what was going on, but um like I said, it was all right. It was a slasher movie.
well, and like I said, this isn't a great movie. It's one of those independent movies that came out around the time, and I picked it up at Walmart for about $10, and it wasn't bad, but you could tell not all the actors were had a great acting ability. My
Oh, the acting was horrible.
the acting was terrible, but I will have to say this: the mayor played a good douchebag, and
Oh, he did. He did.
the sheriff.
Oh, I
That
can't wait to see my niece. She's growing up. Like, really?
Mhm.
He wants to go to the strip club to see his fucking niece? Wow, what a fucking lech. When he got killed, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so was I.
Oh my god, he
And
was such a
to
lech.
be honest, the sheriff was actually a pretty good actor.
He was. He was. When he punched him in the face, I was like, "Fuck yeah,
Oh yeah,
get him!"
yeah, that was good.
He totally
I
did.
was
And
trying
I was like, after the man got killed, I was like, "Well, looks like he still has a job because only them two knew that he was fired."
I was trying to decide whether the young deputy whether his voice was in fact dubbed.
Yeah, I thought he was all right. I mean, yeah, he was a little stiff here and there, but he wasn't too bad. He was definitely better than the other people. I think that Jen was pretty good. She did
I
decent.
think the woman who played the mother, she wasn't a very good actress.
No, she was not. But
The
Jen was pretty good.
Jennifer was okay. I mean, and the redhead was cute, but
The redhead,
God,
I thought the redhead was all right. I think she did all right. The blonde was blonde.
are you talking about the one who went in the swimming pool? But we'll get into that.
Yes, Miss Swan, Lisa Swan.
So yeah, so this basically starts out with a woman in a jail cell who's dressed up like Mrs. Claus.
Harley Quinn, Mrs. Claus. Yep.
And
Harley Claus.
you get enough that she's locked up, and that's when they
And
kind
she's
of go
trying to get the deputy to open the door and come in and fuck her because and he's saying no, and she's like, oh, playing hard to get, and blah blah blah. She's just flirting with him. Like I said, they're stealing the scene from Suicide Squad. So
But
Suicide Squad.
ultimately we get the start of what we see is a series of killings, which we learn that there is an escaped, shall I say, convict. I guess he was an ex-war veteran that we find out later, and he evidently got dumped on the eve of Christmas Eve. So I guess he concocted an idea to on the 12 days of Christmas to start killing random people, according to how the original song goes. So, going backwards, we have the first scene, I believe, is the scene in which we see the Santa Claus that is apparently at the mall get killed. I believe, because that is the partridge in a pear tree. I guess his last name was Partridge, which
Yeah, his last name was Partridge, and Harley took a bite out of a pear, which they thought was an apple. Then you find out much later it was actually a pear, and that's when he realized pear tree, partridge, pear tree. That's when they actually figured it out. Took them long enough, but the cop, what do you expect? Not too bright.
Actually, I did know this song existed, but I never memorized the lyrics, so it did take me a little while to figure out it was about.
12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping.
You're excused because you're not American, so you're excused for that one.
Although
on the first day of Christmas, the true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, the true love gave to me two turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, the true love gave to me
three French hens,
two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, the true love gave to me four something.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the
sixth day of Christmas, my true love came to me 6 geese a laying,
5 golden rings, 4 converts, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love came to me 7
swans are swimming.
I mean, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens.
Well, yeah, you gotta say 5 golden rings.
Well, you can
4
do
converts, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. 9 ladies dancing,
8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming,
6 geese a laying,
5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3
French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
10 lords a leaping.
Are we done yet?
9 ladies dancing, 8 maids milking, 7 swans swimming, 6 geese laying, 5 golden rings, 4 converts, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
I believe it's 10 lords leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8.
We already did 10 lords. We got to do 11.
Lane, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
But you missed 11.
11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5
golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, the true love gave to me 12 drummers,
11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden
rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Okay.
Aren't you glad you heard that now?
What was
it?
12 drummers
Okay.
drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 ladies milking, 7 swans swimming, 6
You
geese
say it
playing,
too
5
fast.
no
What
rings.
was number 12?
Huh?
What was number 12? You say it so fast.
12 drummers drumming.
Oh,
That's what I said.
oh,
I
it's
know,
not.
what she didn't get you.
It's not like 12. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, I was saying it
He was
fast.
using his auction voice.
Sorry, annoying thing now.
I must say, although I didn't know the lyrics of the song, but I did know the song existed. When they started to put emphasis on the numbers, I suspected it might have to do something with the song, but I wasn't sure.
Well, now you know the
Now,
word.
now you know the annoying thing. Don't you agree?
Oh, come on. It's Christmas.
Hey, you're supposed to sing it as fast as you can by the time you're done with it. So.
Oh, Tammy,
And you're also supposed to be drinking eggnog with alcohol in it as well. So it sounds like
It's just like the 100,000 bottles of beer on a wall. You know.
100,000 bottles. The other one, 100,000
let's-
bottles of beer. You
Let's
get fast
rock
around.
by the way, have you heard the unique Christmas song that a friend made for me yesterday?
Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost its wheel, and the Joker got away. Hey!
Deck the school with gasoline. Fa la 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 la
La
la.
la la.
Light a match and watch it burn. Fa la
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 la la la la.
Nice
Why to
ones,
the
but
world the teacher's dead. We barbecued her head. No, just kidding.
If those songs exist with those lyrics somewhere, please send them to me.
Grandma
Well,
got run
there's
over
also
by a
Jeff
reindeer. Walking
There's also
home my
Jeff
house Christmas
Foxworthy's version
Eve.
of the 12 Days of
Now
Christmas.
you
too.
can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe, and yes, that is a real song.
But seriously, what did you say, Tammy?
David's favorite song, Feliz Navidad.
My grandma used to sit there with her silver hair.
Oh, I sent it in inside.
Bud, 11 wrestling tickets, 10 at Copenhagen, 9 years probation, 8 table dancers, 7 packs of Redmond, 6 cans of Spam, 5 flannel shirts,
I like
4
the
big
one
red
where
tires, 3 shotgun shells, 2 hunting dogs, and some parts to a Mustang GT.
I like the one where the guys talk about how much everything fucking costs. 5 months of bills.
Damn. Oh, here it is.
It's probably the most spoofed Christmas song ever.
And a Japanese transistor radio. I remember that one too.
I never heard
okay, guys, the song that a friend made for me, I'm just sending it to our group chat on Facebook. So, don't know if you want to play it now.
I don't speak squab.
Well, it's still uploading.
I still don't speak squab.
Okay, now it's here.
I believe it's the 12 Gifts of Christmas by Alan Sherman.
Got a pretty voice.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Indeed.
But anyways, going back to the film.
Ah, nice.
Well, now that everyone's in the festive spirit, let's get back to the movie. At hand. So we have at this moment we have after the Santa Claus gets waxed, then we have the couple in the car
Oh yeah,
who
there's
are
no.
supposed
He
to
didn't get whacked. He got axed.
represent.
I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
We have the couple in the car who get axed as well.
And of course they're at Turtle Dove Point. I'm surprised they didn't figure it out there. I mean, I saw the name, but it just didn't catch yet. Of course, I didn't know the name of Santa, so.
Yeah. But their car. Well, actually, the deputy actually comes by and tells them, "Hey, I've got something to take care of. I'll be back in an hour. You better not be." And
Yeah, kind of
shortly
gave him
after that,
a little time to fool around, but you know.
which I guess I get because it's a small
He would have
town.
much.
But
They
if
would
I
have much
were
better
out,
off if he told them to get their ass going and go home. But yeah. And
which
then of
I get,
course,
it's a small town.
yeah, it's a small town.
I get
It's a small
town,
town
so
after
obviously
all.
the small town cops are gonna try to make sure that people aren't like making out like after holiday hours and shit like that or whatnot. But it's not even like Christmas yet, so it's like the second day of the 12 days of Christmas, and this cop is stopping young kids from being out late or whatnot because evidently he cares about the people in his town. So he leaves. They get whacked. The car gets burned up. They get burned to a crisp, and they become the next two victims. And now they've got three.
Yeah,
And I think it's after those two die is when dude actually goes to the mayor and he's like, "Let's shut down the mall." And he's like, "What are you kidding?"
Actually, it was after Santa Claus Day. He wanted to shut down the mall, and then he went to the mayor again, saying that they wanted to shut down. But yeah, that was the second time he did it. He wanted to do it right away. That's why when he heard the mayor saying after the first murder they should have shut the town mall down and stuff, he went over and punched him in the face. Because that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, and we know how much of a dick that guy.
And of course, and now we have the Frenchin family, Frenchin family.
Yep, which I guess the French family, the mother, she's in fact
Was
a
a
divorce lawyer.
Divorce lawyer. And then the daughter who opened her eyes while she was supposed to be dead. She took lessons from Tammy. I was like, she's not dead. And I was like, oh, that was just bad acting. Okay, I got it. She does when he walks in. She opens her eyes a little, and then I'm like, oh, she's not dead. And then like they totally skipped it, like she didn't. I'm like, oh, okay, just bad acting then. And of course we don't. And then the dog dies, and we don't get to see that. Unfortunately, he just almost throws up and runs outside.
Actually, I'm glad I didn't see that.
Well, that's you. I would like to have seen it.
Okay, that's you.
I know, because that's me. And he goes outside and he calls it in. Oh, of course. They didn't know about the 3 here until like what was it after 5? because the FBI came in and said we're missing three people dead somewhere. That's when they found them dead. But technically, that was the third murder. We just didn't find out about it until after 5. No, I'm sorry, after 4. Because it was when they were trying to find out who was the third victims is when the 5 victims got killed.
when there was 1 and then 2 and then 4, then I was thinking, what if the next is going to be 8?
Well, I did like the fact that the 4 calling birds were these 4 chicks who just kept calling on their phones, you know.
Right, exactly. In English, in England, they call them birds. And of course, Nick is British, so makes sense that he would have called them birds, and they were always on the phone, so it's calling birds, yeah. And since there was 5 girls, 1 got to live.
Yeah, that's a strange reason to
Yeah, none of
let
those girls like even fought back a little or anything. It was just like what? Like nothing. Like not even the redhead. Like really, not even a little fucking like they were just like wait, you know, so
Well, it
first
was
girl,
Jennifer ultimately who convinced her not to be a victim the next time. So it took convincing from her.
I won't be a victim.
Yeah.
And then she has to tell Jen, you know, it was Jen, not Jennifer. Probably short for Jennifer, but we don't know that.
Actually, I think when she received that letter that it was written Jennifer.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it when the FBI people all got knocked off. I mean, really?
Oh yeah.
How stupid?
I know. The one dude walks up. I thought the one dude was gonna get killed. And everybody else is dead. I was like, oh shit.
And this guy who was on the phone,
like, at least they had an oh shit moment. That was at least cool because he went back for a coffee and he came back.
And,
oh, shit. All these fucking people are dead, and he didn't even realize that Santa Claus was right behind his ass.
Yeah,
how could he not have heard all the commotion and anything? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, he must have been the 5th one because, you know, they needed 5 golden rings, so that's when they took all the rings and they killed all of them, even the bird.
Yeah, Tammy, that's my point. Like while he was killing them, weren't they screaming or something? And,
I guess evidently they died quietly.
Well, and you do have to admit the serial killer part was kind of cool because he kept sending them presents of each, you know.
Yeah.
I believe they sent the partridge in a pear tree in one. They sent the 5 golden rings in a present.
Partridge was used as to check for DNA and stuff. That was evidence. That was not a gift. The rings were a gift to Jen in the Jack in the Box. Jack and Fingers in the Box.
Yep, and I know at least the swimming pool part got a reaction from Tammy because she was like, "I would not be swimming in that swimming pool after hours." Right, Tammy?
Well, she was trying to.
Yeah.
She was trying to be an Olympic swimmer, so she was getting as much swimming in as possible.
I still wouldn't go in that pool at night by myself.
Well, at least not when people are dying. No.
At any time.
Well, you're a scaredy cat, so what can you say?
But
scaredy cat.
We ultimately find out. Well, I do think when Jennifer was brought in for questioning, her mother was being kind of
sketchy.
You know, sketchy.
Sketchy bitch.
At least, and when Jennifer finally found out about, you know, looking up Saint Nick and what happened in their town or whatnot, she asked her mother, she's like, "Oh shit," you know.
Who was Nick? Blah 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 blah.
He's supposed to be dead. The whole building it was that he'd been in
Burnt down.
burnt down, and
But they
they
never
found his
found a
teeth.
body. They only
They
found
found
teeth.
all his teeth.
Yeah, supposedly they found all his teeth, but no body.
So they had a fucking funeral for his ass and everything, just because they found his
And
teeth.
there was only one other girl that would have survived with him. And she was a raving lunatic that looked like
Who
Harley
had
Quinn.
killed 3 people. So, yep. What do we think about the character of Saint Nick and Harley Quinn?
Harley Claus. They did a pretty decent job. I mean, yeah, she definitely seemed crazy, and she had that sexy crazy thing going on there. You know, like I said, she was no Margot Robbie, but you know, she didn't do bad. She definitely did a pretty good spoof Harley.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say they were fun. Like I said, I did think it was a bit dumb that the victims didn't put more effort into trying to survive. But yeah, the pair themselves, yeah, they
Oh,
were fun. They did
that
have
they were
some
so easy. So that they were so easy to pick off and kill.
the victims, yeah.
So you rather like slashers where the victims actually fight back.
At least one
Well,
of them, or a couple of them.
well, that would make it more realistic, I guess,
Yeah, 'cause
more
I tell you what, some
believable.
asshole coming after me, I'm gonna do everything I can to fight back. It may
I
not
tell
be
you
a
one
lot.
thing.
But
When I watch the slasher, sometimes I don't like realism. I like it when it's actually like off the wall crazy.
I like when there's
But
a
I
spread out,
agree.
like there's
I
a
agree.
murder
There
where
should have been at
there's
least one victim that at least fought back and gave them a thrill of a chase. You know,
there's
Well,
one. I like it when there's a kill where there's no possible way that they could have fought back, like that first kill in the bathroom. That girl just like looked under to see if she was okay. Pow! Right in the fucking eye, spit out. You know, I mean, there's
split
nothing she can do
out.
about that. You know, so that was cool. You know, I like those kind of kills because that is realistic. Like, okay, there was absolutely nothing she could have done about fucking getting killed. You know, so.
Yeah, but otherwise, what you say, Dave, that sometimes it's good if it's not realistic. I don't know. Maybe
Mission has been
uh,
complete.
I would like it in a movie like Thanksgiving, maybe. But here, I don't know. This movie was apparently made to be a little more serious. So
But was
yeah,
it
I
though?
don't think they were serious at all as far as the victims were concerned. They just wanted to off them really quick. You know, I mean, if some thought went into like how each of them were, I mean, some thought was put into it, but they obviously wanted to get past most of it without like letting the scenes be too long or whatnot. They wanted to get to the quick of it, you know. So,
yeah.
but ultimately, in the end, the Saint Nick comes for her mother, kidnaps the stepfather, and evidently there's a drum fest going on, which
No, you're wrong. He kills the stepfather. He kidnaps the mother, and he already kidnapped Lisa because Lisa was still alive. So he had Lisa and the mother tied up with EMPs, not EMP, but whatever the fuck it was to blow them up.
okay,
Something explosive.
I didn't see him kill the stepdad, so
Yeah, we didn't really
Because
see
they don't
it.
show it, but it was Harley that did it. They just mentioned it.
Yeah, he comes in. He does say yeah, you're looking for a new husband or some shit like that.
And then tells Jen, I got you a new mother. And that's what we had. Harley Claus.
Yeah, and I know he's got her mom strapped to a bomb of some sort because he said it's amazing what you can find in a hardware store these days. And I think he's got her all dressed up like an elf or some shit like that. So, but he starts killing the people in the bar. I thought it was interesting that Jennifer's boyfriend's name was Dave. Or David. I find that curious whenever they name a character my namesake. So, but in any case, there was a cool line where he said, "Do you love her, David?" Or
It's nice to hear that every father loves to hear that his daughter is loved, but unfortunately not by other men.
So, and I guess we get the redhead who gets caught in a bear trap outside.
It was a bear trap. I thought so. It's like, oh, he got her a bear trap for Christmas. How sweet.
And Harley Quinn ended up using her crossbow to
Yeah, she tried to kill the red, but she was fucking with the redhead too much and licking her face and stuff.
Yeah, and it's about the time that the cops showed up, and you know.
That was interesting when the cops show up and they shot her. Where the fuck did she get shot?
We only had one cop actually die, but we had 5 federal agents die.
Yeah, because I thought she actually fell down after being shot, but
Yeah,
you didn't see where she was shot, and when she was in the jail cell, you didn't see any blood or anything like that on her. And
Nope.
You just saw
she
her
was
hands.
She was magically healed after being shot. Well, she was Mrs. Claus, so you know the magic. So.
But yeah, so that's pretty much the film in a nutshell. I mean,
he gets shot. He's down on the ground. When the dog drops a stun grenade, he somehow miraculously disappears. What's in that magic?
And then in the end, you just get an added scene from the beginning that Santa Claus is like right the fuck behind him towards the end, and that's pretty much the end of the film. So it's a fairly fast film.
Kind of, yeah.
Because it kind of goes through all these like mass killings that are done on a 12-day spree.
I know the killings are just part of the it's like the background. Like you don't even. It's like they do so much killing that it's like you don't even really see much. It's kind of the background, like the zombies and Walking Dead.
Good point.
But I mean, for a Christmas slasher, it's not bad. I mean, it's not great. It's definitely not Oscar worthy, but for a one-time watch.
That's funny that you said that because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, none of these fucking actors are gonna win any Oscars.
No,
I was thinking the exact same thing, man.
And honestly, in the long run, the only ones that I can that I remember the most were the mayor and the sheriff. So
I remember Jen. She has those like weird eyes. I don't know. Her eyes are like weird. I don't know how to describe it other than weird.
She's kind of forgettable for me, to be honest.
I don't think so. No, her eyes were something. They were like green, but I don't know. They were like dark and green, and I don't know. They just kind of sparkle. I don't know. They were weird. They were definitely different eyes. Like it totally totally. Her eyes were just different. Her boyfriend. I'm glad. He was kind of a jackass, but the redhead's boyfriend was a fucking complete moron. Complete moron. Like, oh, you want perfume for Christmas? Yeah, that's what I want. You're just talking about wanting a stiff dick.
I mean, there was a little bit of comedy in the mix, especially with the sheriff. You
Well,
know,
plus this slutty redhead. I mean, makes sense. There's always a slutty redhead.
but at the end of the day, I guess we're here at that moment where we're at production. I know it was a fast film. So, what did y'all think about the production?
It's all right. I mean, there wasn't anything to write home about. I mean, it was a newbie movie, meaning it wasn't 100% B movie. Like it seemed like it had a little more money than the average, but the kills weren't all that spectacular. The kills could have been a little better, but yeah, I mean it's always all right. It was passable, I guess.
Yeah, it was all right. There wasn't nothing over the top for production,
Well, I would say for a B movie, it was fairly good. Although, yeah, maybe they could have put some more effort into the effects in the killing scenes and so on. Yeah, we didn't really see much of that. But still, the way the movie was shot was, I would say, rather well done for a B movie. But yeah, I guess nothing special, but it was good.
Okay. Um. Oh, let's talk about music. Did anyone recognize any music that went with it?
Mm, I recognize the horror version of Jingle Bells in the opening credits.
Let's
I
see.
was I've actually been trying to find some horror version of some Christmas music, and it's kind of difficult to find something like that.
Well, I don't see that IMDb lists any music behind it. So, did anyone notice any music at all,
Nope.
like in the credits at all, or?
You would think for a Christmas movie that it has some kind of Christmas songs, but nope.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything thing offhand either. It wasn't
Jingle bells,
like it was like specific.
jingle bells, Santa kills, Holly got away.
Except for the original Christmas song that it's kind of basing it on, you know.
Right, but they don't actually sing it, so again, the music.
Mm-hmm.
um,
So, alrighty. So I guess we're um at the favorite scenes and favorite characters. So, Kroll, what did you think about the what was your favorite scene and our favorite character?
Oh, the girl in the bathroom when she just got stabbed in the eye, probably the best kill. The favorite characters are the sheriff and Jen. Like I said, I really like Jen. I have to mention Harley because like I said, it was a pretty good spoof of Harley Quinn. Very obvious, and I mean anybody who doesn't get that, and has seen Suicide Squad, shame on you, because it's very blatant, Harley Quinn.
if
So,
you have
I
seen
mean,
Suicide,
Saint Nick was decent for a killer. I mean, but I can't have a favorite character or villain.
if you have seen Suicide Squad and you don't recognize the Harley Quinn reference, I guess that makes you a Suicide Squad.
That's right. Never Suicide Squad. Hey,
Okay,
Yeah.
what about you, Tammy? Favorite scene and or favorite character?
I don't know. I don't really have anything that was favorite.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, um, it's gonna sound weird, but Mrs. I guess my favorite character was Mrs. Claus because she was just so wacky. You know,
Holly Claus.
whatever she was.
That's we officially have named her.
I
Okay.
guess
For a favorite scene, I'm sorry, I don't really have one.
my favorite scene, if I had to choose one, was when he went back for coffee and came back, and all the fucking people were dead, and he got killed. The FBI agent, because he was kind of a dick to the deputy, calling him and his
Oh, we
the
don't
rest
do grunt work.
grunt work. You know,
I guess I guess my favorite scene would be actually there are multiple that are kind of difficult to choose from. As Crow says, I do like the scene with the bathroom killings. That was yeah, the first arrow. That was really impressive, and then also the moment when the sheriff punched the mayor, and the mayor's death, of course, because that asshole really deserved it. But
I do agree with that punching out the mayor. He deserved it.
Oh
And
yeah, but
he
I
also
should have said
deserved
that
to
was definitely a runner-up for as far as scenes go, and then of course the mayor getting killed as well. So thank
but
you for bringing that up, Boris.
you're welcome. And I also kind of had fun with the moment when Mrs. Claus or Harley or whatever you want to call her, when she went after the lawyer and the conversation they had on two different sides of the door when she was mocking her about her lawyer work before killing her. That was kind of funny too.
I thought it was so stupid when the daughter went in the back, saw Saint Nick, and she was like, didn't say anything at first. Then she starts screaming. It's like, what the fuck? Like, really? You see this fucking guy just Santa, obviously holding a fucking axe, and you're not gonna like scream or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it for this film. I mean, I know wasn't exactly long. I know not everyone
Thank
entirely
goodness.
enjoyed it, but it was unique to me, at least with the 12 Days of Christmas theme as part of like a serial killer thing. So that's what it has going for it. At the time, I remember on Sci-Fi, they started coming out with like similar themed like films. Like I think Sci-Fi had like 12 Days of Disaster, like at the time, things like that. So I guess it kind of trended a few things at the time. So, but in any case,
So actually good.
hopefully you enjoyed listening to our discussion. I know it was kind of all over the place with where it was, but it was kind
Aren't
of
we always?
a place
Well,
feature.
let's say it was as over the place as the movie was.
But yeah, if you get a chance, check out the movie. And apparently, like I said, it has a sequel. I guess the sequel is called The Nights Before Christmas, and I know it has a UK release. It's out on Peacock for free to see. I think this one's on Tubi.
Who?
I watched this on Roku.
Okay, so it's also on Roku.
Yeah, minimum ads on Roku. That's why I like Roku. But Yeah, it was on Tubi.
Yeah, but
It's
and
weird because when I put it into my TV, it didn't pop up at all. I put it on my app, and that's my app told me it was on Roku and Tubi and stuff. So
okay. Well,
my TV didn't want to acknowledge it existed.
if you want to check the film out, it's not bad. I mean, it's got its production issues, and but let us know
The
down
action's bad.
what you thought of the film, and hopefully we'll be back next week with I guess Tammy has chosen Krampus. So
Ooh.
Yay!
we've actually been watching a lot of Mike Flanagan stuff lately. With I know we just binged the Haunting of Hill House, and now we're on the Haunting of Bly House, which were also directed by him. So, but that being said, hopefully you'll join us next week as we continue the Christmas holiday and the spirit of Christmas as we move forward. I believe I believe we are covering this Tuesday on
Monday.
Movies Galore.
And remember, everybody,
sorry,
bye,
I
humbug.
keep forgetting that we switched to Mondays. I'm so used to saying it's on Tuesdays, so I'll have to get into saying that. But
He's just
Monday
used to
we are
saying
going
see
to
you
be
next
covering
Tuesday.
Rose Red, the miniseries. So stay tuned for that. And let us know down in the comments what you thought, and just have fun with it. So everyone say good night and happy
Good night.
Good
Good
night
day, and bye, hamburg.
and